to Rogues Gallery Live. This is episode number 28. I do apologize for the delay. We had some technical issues on our end, so I do apologize for that. But thank you, everybody that's already in the chat and have stayed with us. And again, just apologize for that delay. Today is episode 28, like I did say. Today I've entitled it Tweeterhead Reborn. And we have a very special guest with that today. We're also going to talk briefly about some China delays and things that are going on with the coronavirus. And also, Dan the Man has come up with a great topic for our statue display discussion tonight that we've actually put off for a couple of shows. So I'm really glad that we have all of you guys here. First of all, before we even get going, I want to say, go Chiefs! I've been waiting my entire life to say that we are Super Bowl champions. So anyway, that's why I'm wearing the Kansas City tonight. But anyway, I wanted to say a special shout out to everybody in the groups and on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else that congratulated me, and just that meant the world to me. So thank you guys very much for that. I'm definitely relishing in the fact that they are champions right now. So again, it's been 50 years, so we're going to enjoy it as much as we can, I hope. But anyway, I do want to welcome everybody to the chat and to the show. I want to get doing some introductions first. With us, as always, from Wayne Manor North, excuse me. I don't know what I'm saying. Batcave North, Wayne Manor North. Danny Fuller with us tonight.
Glad to be here. Hi, everybody.
We also have from Mac Collections over on YouTube and Instagram, Mr. Mac Main.
Yo, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome, sir. We also have from Secret Sanctuary, Mr. Jeff Delaney.
Nice to be back. Hello, everybody.
Absolutely. And last but certainly not least, the owner of Tweeterhead. This is actually his third appearance on the show. Really excited to have him back to talk about some things going on at Tweeterhead. And that is Mr. Chad Colbank. Welcome.
Hey, thank you, guys. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. Real quick before we get started, I always like to give a shout out real quick to the people in the chat. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to everybody. Dark Ranger's in the house. Hey, Dark Ranger. B. Alec Thompson's is with us. Greg F. Joe Caramello's with us. Jerry Bourne. What's the hold up? Technical difficulties. Poor Boy Collector. Ryan's with us tonight. Impulse Collecting, hello. Make sure I don't miss anybody here. Nigel's with us. Bruna, hey Bruna, how's it going? See anybody else? Resident SWAT. JW Statues is here. The Mitchells. Rain Man right there. Got Nitrous 17. Sunny. Sean Pace. Excited about Tweeterhead in 2020, they say. Uh-oh, we just lost Chad.
We lose Chad.
Hopefully he'll be back.
Speaking of Tweeterhead, yeah.
That's right. Apple Bottom's here. Glenn L. Big DG. I'm seeing some new names tonight. That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, anyway, like I said, tonight we are going to be talking about Tweeterhead and some things going on, and hopefully we'll get Chad back so we can talk about those things. But I guess while we're waiting for him, I do want to say in the chat, if you do have questions for Chad as he's here, if we get him back, if he, feel free to ask questions. Hopefully he'll be able to answer some that are on your mind that concerning the superpowers line and other things that they have in the works. So just again, put them in the chat and we'll talk about them. Before we get going, I guess, how about we start out with, does anybody have anything coming in soon? Anything on pre-order that you have that you're excited about, or even your next pre-order item? What do you got coming in? Jeff, you want to start with you?
Yeah. Sideshow Aquaman is scheduled this month. I might be the only one who ordered it, but but it is scheduled this month. So hopefully we'll see it soon.
Hey Chad, we have you back. We don't have your video on, but we can hear you.
Here just happened something where my screen, the resolution just jumped up to like giant size.
No.
Let me just see really quick.
Hopefully you don't have to see my ugly mug all big. That's we don't want that.
No, it's like everything is so huge that it won't scroll up or down at all. Let's just see what is going on here.
All right. Well, while you're playing with that, we're just talking about real quick some things that we have coming in. Jeff was just telling us that we have an Aquaman statue coming in, and that's the Jason Momoa statue, correct?
It is, yeah. I think it's a pretty good likeness, and I'm gonna try to make it part of my sideshow Justice League display, even though it's Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I think that's a great statue. I think it does look really great. Absolutely. How about you, Mac? Anything coming in soon?
Yeah, I've got the PCS 1/3 Saget coming in next week, I think.
That's one that's massive. Like it just.
Yep.
Oh my God! Did you see those? Those are crazy pictures.
Yeah. So I ordered that a long time ago. Kind of forgot I had it coming. You know me, no spreadsheet. So.
That's right.
So yeah. That's the most. I guess that's the thing that's coming next, and then maybe Hawkman here within the next few weeks after that.
Okay. Well, Hawkman, I tell you, that is one beautiful statue.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Dan?
I think probably next on the hit parade, there are two. Well, one for sure. That's the Iron Studios Captain America Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
Piece. That's due. I'll hope for a shipping notice anytime on that one. And then the other one that I check morning and evening every day is Batman Who Laughs from Prime One.
Yeah. And you're getting it directly from Prime One.
And I'm getting it from Prime One.
Which I'm very sad because that means you're going to get him like a month or two before me, which is very sad.
I will defer to the Batman staff.
I am just beyond excited to have that piece. Seeing some of those in-hand photos from people over there in China or wherever they are, it is.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I'm so jealous, but I'm sure the coronavirus and I know there are a lot of people sick and dying. So statue collecting woe is low on the list, but it'll be interesting to see how much of an impact that has on shipping. I know Chris, you said that was one of the topics we were going to talk about, but
yeah, we'll talk about it just briefly here. Chad, can you hear us okay now? We can see you. I don't think he can hear us.
That's the same look I had on my face the first time I was on you guys.
And Jeff, you had that look for about 20 minutes, too.
Like, what the hell is happening here? Yes. I tell you guys, if you just out there in the chat, if you you have no idea what goes on with this software and stuff behind the scenes. What used to be Google Hangouts, and there was always an audio problem, and it's just a mess. And so, but thank God StreamYard came out. And for the most part, I think StreamYard's been really, really good. Sometimes it's just a matter of figuring out like audio and things like that. I'm lucky. I just literally plug my mic in, I plug my camera in on my laptop, and it works. So I've been real fortunate, but I know that there's issues sometimes. So anyway, thank you everybody for bearing with us as we go here. But I guess we'll switch it a little bit since Chad's having some trouble. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about the China delays here real quick. As you guys know, most of the factories for statues are out of China. They have been having their holiday over there, and also is it Chinese New Year, right? Chinese New Year. But with the coronavirus, as you know, it's becoming a global problem. They have basically, the government has said that they need to stay away from work. So that does mean that there will be delays with shipping. Some people are concerned, like if I get a statue in, we'll have to worry about touching the statue and things like that. Most of the time it doesn't live that long on objects or on people. So I think we're going to be okay there, but I do want to say that I think we should be patient with all of our stuff, as we are, like, hey, we're supposed to get our statue this month. Probably won't happen unless it's already here in the States. But what have you guys heard? Have you guys heard anything else about, delays in shipping?
No. I mean, really not a lot beyond that. I mean, you've seen a couple of, and I can't recall off the top of my head the specific posts, but I've seen a couple of folks on Facebook post Prime One kind of, what do they call boilerplate kind of emails apologizing for the shipping delay and that kind of thing, but not much more beyond that.
I did see one post too this week from Queen Studios that they came out and said, we really apologize, but we're not even allowed to go to work, period. I think that they've recommended like February 10th or 15th. I can't remember the exact date. But I have a feeling it's going to be way longer than that.
I think so too.
I've even heard, months at a time. I know a lot of you guys know I'm a Disney fan. And so, they've closed both the parks over there, and they've said, it's probably going to be closed 2 or 3 months realistically. So I'm really just not sure how long it will be, but it does sound like it's going to be for quite a while. So again, just be patient. If statues aren't coming in when they're supposed to, please realize that there is a global problem that's causing a lot of it. And so we'll just kind of play it by ear with that. But Chad, can you hear us now? Take that as a no.
Wonder if he's got the Jeff Delaney bandwidth issue.
That might be.
It could be. Yeah, plugging in is the answer.
Let's see. Andy Contreras says, hopefully they get the virus under control. I'll be patient and understanding now. I think everyone understands that we need to be patient. I hope that the companies are very forthright about anything that they've learned, any timeframes that they might know. Let us know instead of keeping us in the dark.
Yeah,
absolutely. We got one here. It says, I actually got an email today about it from Prime One, a 1 week delay so far. And so that's really great that they're giving you kind of an estimate maybe about how long they're going to be delayed. Again, I really feel like it'll be way longer than that. But let's see. Ryan says, definitely okay if the statue comes over by boat. Evil next to Lysol. Oh, look at this.
Sorry,
Mac. Look at this. Mac, where's that updated room tour, dude?
Who said that?
Resident SWAT.
Hey, man, it's coming.
I have been begging Mac to do a featured collector video, and I think we were talking before the show. I think I've asked him like 5 times. He's gonna do it. By God, he's gonna do it before he moves. So I'm really excited to feature him because he has an amazing collection, and hopefully we'll do the same for Jeff as well. That'd be amazing.
Sure.
Absolutely. Let's see what else we got.
Jeff might be a little faster than me.
So should I count on by like 2022 or?
No, I'll get it. It'll be within a little bit.
So all of my statues that are due in 2022 by Prime One, who's going to bet I get those in first?
Yeah, I like to see that. Go ahead and bet.
We'll see. That's right. Sean Pace says the hobby should teach everyone patience. Used to months, if not years, to wait for a piece already. Yeah, very true. Very true.
Absolutely.
Oh, Ryan says make it 6 times, Mac.
Make it 6 times? All right. Okay.
6 times. All right. This is anyone getting the Batman Dark Knight 3, the Master Race. I currently have him on pre-order, but I'm not sure if I'm keeping it.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
I love the statue, but I'm kind of to the point where I'm worried about getting too many Batmans with the space that I have. I have the Hush Batman up here, and that's my favorite one. Like, I feel like I don't know if I'll have one that I like better than that. And so if I have him surrounded by the villains, I don't need 3 or 4 different Batmans, I guess.
Right.
And so right now he is still on my pre-order list, but he's not a priority. I just don't know if I'm going to keep him, especially for the cost, so much money just to have him taking up a spot, I guess.
I saw him in San Diego, and those wings on the base are huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
They really are. I'm not sure people realize. Some people might leave them off. I don't know if that's even going to be possible, but it's going to be a real space hog.
How deep did it seem? Did it seem like it was really, really deep too?
Well, yeah, because of the wings. I mean, it's very deep.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how deep, but yeah.
Yikes. Well, I still do want that piece. Did anybody else order it in the group? Sorry, I've kind of jumped in there.
No,
I haven't ordered that one.
I added it to my cart and then removed it and then added it again and then removed it. And then added it again and then removed it. And currently right now it's out of the cart.
But it's still a possibility.
Oh, everything's a possibility.
Uh-huh. Do you have room for him?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds about right?
No.
I just I don't know. And one problem too is I don't love that story. I don't love I know everybody else seems to love it and it's like a favorite of theirs, but I just have never loved the art. I've never loved that story. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm with
Thank
you.
God I never read The Batman Who Laughs. I have no connection to that at all.
Oh, come on, do it, Jeff. Do it.
I am reading it as we speak. I'm about 3/4 way through, and I love it.
It's really good.
It's very good. I'm liking it way more than I thought. So I cannot wait to have that statue. He is so creepy.
Yeah, creepy.
And nothing can beat this guy. I mean, he is just.
It's cool.
Yeah, he's very cool. So anyway, I don't know. Well, let's see. Chad is still trying to get on. He's messaging me. He's working on it. So let me see if there's any other comments real quick before we move on. If not, we'll just move on to the display topic and then come back. Let's see.
The display topic. It's actually going to happen.
It's actually going to happen. Hell or high water tonight. We are making it real. Absolutely.
So I want to. So Tony Tiger asked if I'm going to get the XM Thanos or Lady Death or Hulk transformation. That's not on my list currently. I would love to have. I did definitely look at that Hulk transformation, but it just the timing is just not right. So and then. I would love to have it, and then I would also like to have the Thanos in Lady Death. That's still a possibility, but I need to try to get this current situation under control, and then and then I'll keep adding some more pieces to it.
I love that Thanos.
It's really good.
It is a good piece.
Both of those are great. That whole transformation piece is awesome too.
Yeah, it is.
It's really.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
I need a green Hulk for my collection. Currently, I have a green one, but it's the Gladiator, the old school Sideshow.
Yeah.
And then I have the OG Red Hulk from Sideshow too. So
that's a great piece too.
Yep.
Let's see. Resident Swan says, Chris, have you noticed Prime 1/3 are seeming to be a little bigger than before? Wonder how the Bermejo Joker will pair with the older Noel. I am 100% confident that it'll pair very well. I think it was designed to potentially pair with him because a lot of people already had him. But I feel like the size is going to be pretty close. They did have a lot of photos of them real close together at their store in Japan. And so I'm confident that they'll look good together. I've got my space on the shelf ready to go for him. I'm really confident. I think it'll be fine. I do notice that some of the Prime 1 pieces, I not necessarily the figures, but the bases are definitely getting bigger. If you guys watch my Deathstroke unboxing, I'm looking at it right now. It is massive. It takes up an entire garage shelf. It overlaps it. That's how wide it is. It is just insane. And some people have said like the Doomsday, they felt like the Doomsday was a bigger base than that. I can't imagine it being. You have that one, Mac, don't you?
Yeah, Doomsday's base is stupid. I'm gonna say that the bases. I guess it's just due to how big the pieces and how heavy they are. I get it from the the engineering standpoint, but Doomsday's base is just a huge round mass of just bigness. Bigness. And then you got Hush Batman. That's big, and then the sculpted cape soups is stupid. So
how big do you think the Hush Batman base is compared to your Doomsday base?
Oh, it's definitely small. I mean, it's different because it's not a full base. Like the Doomsday base is like it's just a huge mass of just
craziness. Yeah,
I don't even like talking about it. Like I remember if you watch the video, I was like pulling it out. I just felt defeated because it was so hard to get out. I felt I was going to break it, and then
Yeah. I want to give a real quick shout out to Calvin's in here from Statue Fanatic. Welcome, Calvin. Archangel, Ro Moreno. A lot of people are coming in. Dickoria White is here. Jerry Bourne. Let's see. Master Hoarder. I can't remember if I said your name earlier. A lot of people here.
Hey, guys, I have breaking news.
Uh-oh.
Sam Raimi in talks to direct Doctor Strange 2.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, nice.
Wow. Excellent.
It'd be interesting.
Huh.
Very interesting. He would be very good.
Yeah.
I think so.
Did you guys probably haven't seen Birds of Prey yet, I'm assuming, right? It's gotten very good reviews, very, very positive, like 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. If you care about Rotten Tomatoes, but a lot of really positive things. George Raw in the group, if you're familiar with him, he saw it just today and he absolutely loved it. So I'm really excited about that. I hope it's as good as people are saying it is. That's
saying a lot too. George is a pretty objective reviewer.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
So that's good to hear.
Yes, yeah, he's got that German blood in him. He's very, very honest about what he's doing. So, Dark Ranger 7 says, "Did you get all of your Batman the Animated Series bust, Chris?" Yes and no. I'm still waiting on the Mask of the Phantasm bust. I have the unmasked version of her, but I can't find the masked version. I've seen the lowest I've seen it is like $200. So I'm debating whether I would want to spend that or not. And I don't have the Batman and I don't have the Harley Quinn yet. There's a new version of Harley Quinn. Let me show you something real quick. I'll show you. So the Batman himself and Harley Quinn, they're okay, but I don't think they're near as good as some of the other ones. So I have this piece. I don't know if you guys have seen this piece.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
But I absolutely love this piece.
That's fun.
It is the exact same scale as the bus.
Really?
Yes. What I had in mind is I thought, okay, I would have this in the center and all the bus around it. I didn't know if that would look weird or people would think that would look weird. But I like this way better than the two individual busts. So I'm still kind of debating whether I should just keep these in that collection or not, but it's the exact same scale and size. So anyway, I have them all except for those three. So good question.
But the collection feels incomplete without those ones, doesn't it?
It does. Every day I'm on Amazon thinking, okay, I have it in my cart. Should I just go ahead and order it? Like, no, I like this statue better. 100%. So as well as everybody else, I'm definitely going to be buying those three. Eat the damn collection. I tell you, it's whatever. Yeah, if there's one thing about us, we're all completists, right?
Yeah,
that's for sure.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah. Glendale says, saw Jim Mint's review of the new Logan PF. It looked really cool. And yes, it did.
It does look really cool.
Beautiful statue. It turned out really good. I will say this again. Sideshow is really pumping out the premium formats.
Yeah,
and they're all really, really good.
They are.
Really good.
Oh, and what also looked good was the XM Wonder Woman 1/6 looked really good.
Yep. It sure did.
I thought it looked better than the proto. I thought the paint looked better than the proto.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris, speaking of paint, just shout out to Sideshow for releasing those behind the scenes painting videos.
Oh, yeah.
They are awesome.
They are.
The newest one with Harley is great.
Yep.
Can we hear you now, Chad? We can see you.
Can see Chad.
He looks great.
He does look great. There's still no audio. We can see if we can hear him here. All right. Well, you go same old, same old. That's about right here. Let's see. Dark Ranger says, "Welcome back. Hopefully, we'll be able to hear him here soon." Let's see. While we're waiting to see if we can hear some audio here, do you guys want to talk a little bit about the display option? Dan, you kind of thought of this idea and kind of brought it up in the Facebook group not too long ago. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you brought up, and let's talk about it?
I mean, it was just the question to the group was, I kind of have, I'm looking at my PO list, for 2020. It's been growing. As much as I try to resist, it's been growing. And I am one of those collectors that I don't like a lot of what I would consider a clutter in my collection, right? So I try to keep the number of smalls to a minimum. And those that I have are kind of, spacing is important to me. And, and I'm one of those that feels when you stack the statues up, they tend to kind of lose their impact and appeal, again, to me personally, right? So as my PO list grows, I don't want to lose out on these really cool new pieces that are coming out, but at the same time, how do you display them? And so my question to the Facebook group was, has anybody considered rotation, right? So boxing up certain pieces maybe that have growing a little long in the tooth, at least from a display standpoint, boxing them up for a bit, putting something newer in their spot, and rotating through. So just kind of curious as to, has anybody considered that, done that, etc. I haven't gotten to that point. I've decided to make my main room is my home office here in my home. It's a first floor room. So I've got an amazing wife who has agreed to this, right? But it also kind of puts even more pressure that I'd like to keep a certain aesthetic in the room and so forth. And so I had some other pieces. I have some Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg, Raiders of the Lost Ark related pieces. I've moved into another room in I've got a partially finished basement area downstairs. I moved that stuff into, but so kind of all Batman all the time here, which is my primary interest, but doesn't change the fact that space is a limitation. I've got some bigger pieces coming in. The one that actually Bruna and I exchanged messages on this one, the Batman 0 year piece is coming at some point this year. And that's a really big piece, takes up a ton of space. So anyways, that's my dissertation on that, but I'm be really curious to hear you guys' thoughts on it and the chat's thoughts on, have they considered doing this?
Hey, Mac, let's start with you. Where do you weigh in on this?
So I've definitely thought about that. And what I've I guess my whole thing is I'm trying to, because I'm working on, building a new house and trying to get, the collection rooms set up. And in the meantime, I'm thinking about, rotating pieces in and out of the collection the way that I have it now. But I'm trying not to, because I'm trying not to like buy any more like displays or cases for them.
Yeah.
But I think that I may have to, just for the time being, because I think there's just I have too much stuff I have too much stuff coming in, and I have space. Of course, I can't take the space up from Lady Mac because I have another floor to put stuff. If I start migrating statues upstairs, it's going to be a whole new problem. So I try to keep it all to my area down here.
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Yep.
We can hear you.
Still not.
Can you hear us?
No.
We hear you. Let me message him real quick. Go ahead, Mac. Keep going.
I just thought of Greg F says that I can rotate the collection in his house. I like that. Give me your address. I'll start sending you stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good idea to do that, but it's just it would take a lot of work, especially with a lot of these.
See me, but you can't hear me still, huh?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
This is.
Archangel, I love you, man.
Hey, can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm having an incredibly difficult time with these earbuds, and I do not know why. I'm going to try to connect them one more time.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Just give me a second, see if connect these.
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh, we can hear you.
You can hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no reverberation?
Very little.
Okay, good.
All right.
God, what a technology! This has been a horrible technology day.
Well, thank you.
It is.
Thank you very much for sticking in with that. That's awesome. Thank you.
No way.
trying.
And, oh my God, it's so weird. Like the video today, all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys, anybody saw it, but the orientation of the camera wasn't working. So like literally, I would just take my phone, turn it like this and start to do a video and it would be fine, right? So today, out of all days, it just wouldn't work. It was just kept shooting me in portrait mode. So I was like turned totally sideways. And as much as I tried to get it back, it just wouldn't work. And then finally, one of the guys on the video said that yesterday Facebook updated its software or something so you can't shoot in panoramic anymore.
Oh,
Wow.
So I don't know if that was the case.
Yeah, it's always changing. Always changing.
But it's so weird. Like it worked. The earbud was working fine. And what I did, I tried to make the resolution of my screen bigger, and it just blew everything up. So that is what happened.
All right. Well, we're just glad to have you back. And while you're here and we can hear you, we're gonna time out on the topic that we were just talking about. Okay, and we'll come back to it, guys, at the end. But while we have you here, I want to go into our first topic, or I guess our second topic, is Tweeterhead Reborn. And the reason I wanted to have you on the show, you put out a video about a week ago. And we talked on the phone last week for about a half hour about some things going on at Tweeterhead. And I thought maybe people would be real interested as to, if they didn't catch your video, maybe kind of take us back to the very beginning. Like, why did you do that very first video? And then I want to talk about the changes that you and I would say very exciting changes that you've put into place this week at Tweeterhead. So would you kind of take us back and start us at the beginning?
Sure. Which video are you talking about? The one last week or the one the week before?
Which one were you basically you were kind of saying, like why have people not been ordering from Tweeterhead?
Yeah. So that was last week, and that was it was kind of brought on by when I put Dark Side up, right? And I had like 11 orders whenever I woke up, and normally like there's way more than 11 orders. I'll just put it that way. But it was just this weird kind of wake up call where I felt like, God, I'm doing something wrong here. And, there were a couple of things behind the scenes. One is that because I had changed my password on UPS, our back office shipping software wasn't talking to UPS to get my negotiated rates. So people were getting these crazy rates, like $100 from where I am in Northern California to LA. Like it was insane because the box is like 2 feet by 2 feet by 20 inches. And I think it weighs about it weighs about 20 pounds, but I mean, it's not $100 to ship it to LA. Right. And so that was one thing. And then I went, to Statue Forum first. And I was just like, looking at some of the feedback, and a lot of people said they were buying it from Spec Fiction for $350 with free shipping. And, it was something where I was like, wow, the only person that's got those solicitations so far is Sideshow. Like nobody else has them. So it was something where I think Todd kind of just was enthusiastic and put it up. But, and I think there was an error in the listing. But what it taught me is that even with the exclusive piece, people were already ordering it from him. And so that was when I had this wake up call of like, what am I doing wrong? Like, how do we fix it? There were a couple things last year that I think we're addressing now, but bigger picture is my exclusives should be selling out before any of the regulars are even bought, right? If you like the exclusives.
Especially because the exclusives are the same price as the regular.
Yeah, it's not a penny more, right?
Right.
And so that was where it initially started. And I was just like, the only place I'm going to get feedback is to go into a video, which I'm noticing get more responses than any post I could ever put up. And so that morning I was like kind of in panic mode where I'm like, I think I said that, the exclusive sales have been going down, but the regular edition sales have been going up, which, although that's wonderful, I need to get those exclusive sales rather than selling everything at 50% off to Sideshow or, Diamond or whoever the store is that I sell to. So I just had to go out and just do kind of like, ask for help and be like, what am I doing wrong? What can you guys tell me? Be brutally honest. I mean, I'm always asking, like at Comic-Con, I was asking, come up, give me like a report card on how we're doing. Because, really, it's just me and now Vicky and Gwen. But, it was just one of those things where I just needed to get some insight. And so, obviously customer service was an issue, which now anyone that says they're not hearing back from us, I don't know what's going on, because like Vicky is there from 9 until 1 every single day of the week, except Saturday and Sunday. She's got a dedicated phone. Gwen is there all day today, all day tomorrow. Everyone has my phone number. Like they've got my cell phone. So when someone's like, I can't get any response, I just don't know how that is possible. So that's why I'll say, check your spam. I know we've got about 75 people that still owe us balances for Wonder Woman. And Gwen just keeps blasting emails out and they're not responding. And so I don't know if it's ending up in their spam or what is going on, but the communication on our end, like we're just waiting, like we're here. We've got the manpower now. Like, so that I feel like we're dealing with. I think it's going to take a month or so for people to really see it in action. But the other part of it was this payment plan that people were talking about. And, I spent the weekend kind of thinking about how I started this company and how like basically I would ask for $100 deposit. And then at the end, right before it shipped or shortly before it shipped, I would ask to pay the balance. And I thought that was something that was great for everybody involved because, you pay $100 plus shipping. And the shipping I never wanted to have come out at the beginning, but there was no way on our end to not have that come out. I don't know. My IT guy, with our old plugin, it just took it out at the beginning. So, basically I thought that was what you guys liked or what the customer liked. And it kind of turns out that people get a little hosed at the end when it's like, oh, the 2 items are here. So here's your bill for $600. So I just had to figure out how to do this payment plan, how to incentivize people if they want to pay the full amount up front. And just see if this is going to work, if this is going to kind of turn the tide. Right. And so then I was like, okay, well, now we're going to make it even better. Let's add some more exclusives to Darkside. Let's add some little, like another 2 or 3 items. And so between the payment plan, the $25, the free shipping, the extra, the fact the exclusive is, the exact same price. Like, tomorrow will be kind of an interesting day to see how things roll out.
Yeah, because you have Darkside kind of re-released again.
Yeah. Oh, I pulled him because it was just such a nightmare. Because it was like between the shipping fiasco, and then we basically just voided everyone's orders that day. And between the shipping fiasco and the whole kind of early like Spec Fiction putting it up the day before we did, it was just one of those things that I thought, okay, let's just redo this. Let's just take it down. And Todd's great, and he's a great customer, and he's an acquaintance, and I see him all the time at Comic-Con. So I don't have any ill will. It just went up. It just went up at the wrong time. And also that taught me something too, where I should probably have my exclusive up a week or 2 before anybody else gets the opportunity to put it up, right? Again, to just draw more customers over to our end.
I think that's a great idea. Can you guys see this graphic okay?
Yep.
Okay, so this is a banner that you guys put out, and that beginning Thursday, February 6th, and that is, as of this recording, tomorrow. Kind of walk us through the decisions here that you made, starting with the free US shipping. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, give me just 2 seconds. Hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere.
Talk amongst yourselves. Here's the topic.
No, I'm here. I'm back. Okay. So I am back. Okay. So I just thought, hey, what can we do to really incentivize people to come here? And of course I want them to order from Diamond if they like Diamond, Sideshow if they like Sideshow. But and the other thing I did too was there were some stores, some retailers who would place big orders with me. And so what we would do is I would toss them a couple exclusives just as a kind of a thank you for this big order, right? And again, it's basically just creating competition for myself,
Yep.
which is pretty foolish to do that.
Yep.
And so, starting with Darkside, like the only place to get that exclusive is from us. But yeah, so the first thing I thought is, okay, I know, some retailers offer free shipping, some retailers offer discounted shipping. I think Big Bad Toy Store ships for like $4 or something. That's what I heard anyways.
Yep.
And so it was like, there are a couple things that we can do to offer free shipping. I've been with UPS now for almost 7 years. So, I've got great negotiated rates, and just, so I thought, free shipping is something that I could actually handle without a problem. And then I'm going to skip the payment plan, but the pay in full up front is a lot of people actually do that. Whenever they were still paying for shipping and everything, they would pay in full. So I just thought, pay in full up front, besides the free shipping, you're trusting in us, you're believing in Tweeterhead. So I want to give you an extra $25 off the purchase price. And then as far as the payment plan, it's pretty simple. It's just $50 down. And then it's over the course of 10 weeks, because, like I have said a million times with Darkside, we are not going to be late. We are not going to be late. We're not going to be late. And that is something that, by the end of that 10 weeks, he will either be here or he'll be on his way here. So it's just, 10 payments. And I didn't really even think about it. But, for me also as a business owner, it's great to have that influx of cash flow also, coming in every month, as opposed to waiting a year and then having like a big lump sum come in,
Absolutely. I'm
So-
showing some pictures while you're talking. These are the exclusives that you were talking about that you can get only at tweeterhead.com. And this is the Superman cape and also the mother box here, right?
Yep. Yeah, in the mother box, we're going to do two. We're going to do one kind of like that is kind of metallic looking. And then I want to do one like really colorful, like I don't know if it's going to be blue and yellow or blue and gold or red and what, but just like a real Jack Kirby-esque kind of, colorful mother box.
And then you also get the kind of the stern face.
Well, the stern face, yeah, that comes with it. And then you'll also get
sorry.
the other head, which is the kind of the face with the gritting teeth, kind of the and you'll get that also. So you get two heads, a cape, a right glove with a mother box, and another mother box. So a lot of little bells and whistles to add in.
Yeah, that's awesome. So one thing that I'm excited about is, I felt like you are always somebody that is willing to take risks with some of the characters that you do. And, a lot of characters that are not necessarily going to be made. And I know that is a big risk for you. Does doing this change, does that allow you to feel a little bit more confident to keep going on with this line?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I would be heartbroken if I couldn't go on with this line, especially considering we're like at 20. Because you kind of know, like I've always used Randy Bowen as a model for, when you look at all the statues he did in that Marvel line, like I want to have that for DC. I want to have I'd love to have 100 statues, to be perfectly honest.
No.
Yeah, it's yeah. Hey, we're on the way. What has it been? I mean, the first one came out. I think the first one I showed at Comic-Con, like not this past year, not the year before, but the year before, we showed Supergirl, Wonder Woman, Superman, Joker, Harley, Mixoplick, Candor. So, I mean, we're at 20 now. We could be at 40 in 2 years, which would be pretty awesome. But to your question, yeah, it definitely helps to be able to do Zatanna, who will definitely get made, and just a bunch, some of these other B-listers who are really cool looking characters. I mean, today, who are we talking about today? Mr. Miracle, Big Barda. Got to get back to Hawk Girl. I mean, Aquaman will be this year, Flash will be this year, but I don't want to be dramatic and be like, hey, I'm going to go under if you guys don't support Tweeterhead. But also, I have to be honest and say, like, if you want to Perez Zatanna, like you got to support me to get that thing made, because to get something from my brain to a painted prototype is probably like $21,000. So, and that's for me. I mean, imagine the bigger companies. I mean, how much money they spend on a prototype. But between the sculpt, the print, the mold and cast, the paint, the photography, it's some serious dough. So, we got to know that these characters are loved enough that people want it. As opposed to the couple guys that are like, I'll be the first one to buy that, and you sell like 10 of them. Like my cheetah, she underperformed, like mega underperformed. And she's a beautiful piece. I think she's gorgeous. I mean, one of the best painted pieces I think I've ever done. Great pose. Everyone, no more museum poses. So she's kind of dynamic. And I think I sold like 35 of the exclusive, which, that's like,
yeah, it's not many.
Yeah, that's what
one of them, Chad.
Kind of hoping the movie comes out, there will be an upswing in cheetah.
I bet there will be. Absolutely, yeah. I want to thank. Just a second ago, we had 107 people in here live watching, so thank you guys very much. Give the video a like for Chad. That is awesome, and keep getting this message out. People in the chat are really positive about the changes that you've made. Ash Anakin says, "Chad, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'll be ordering a bunch of statues tomorrow." Anthony Rogers said, "That is awesome news. Love the payment options." Alex Thompson said, "I love the free shipping, the payment plan, and the upfront discount." So people are really, they just seem to be really positive. So Sean Pace says, "I appreciate it, Chad. I will get the Zantana EX directly from you, 100% up front on day one she goes up. Please keep bringing us all of these characters." So I had a really great change for Tweeterhead. I'm really excited. I think the idea of having that 2-week bubble where you can only get it on your website. So it's a no-brainer. Again, if you are going to buy a Tweeterhead statue, you might as well get the exclusive because it's the exact same price. That's what sideshows used to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same price, and I think we can't really talk too much about it until Poison. Like the technology issue today, like I told you, the video got messed up, and so I had an hour delay on that. We were beta testing Darkside, and my internet went out, and then this little fiasco here. It's like when we had a couple weeks ago, just all this kind of weird stuff happening, and then last week where I was like, hey, I gotta put the word out here. I just got this influx of people the past couple weeks and the past couple months who were like, hey, I'd love to do some work for you, or I'd love to do this, or I love this character. I'd like to sculpt this character for you. And then what happened last week was a bunch of people from the industry came out and they were just like, we don't want Tweeterhead to go under. We don't want to lose what you're doing. Can I help you with production? Can I help you with this? Can I see your line list and give you ideas for exclusives so the customers have to get the exclusive? And it's that, community that we're in that I think I've talked about before, where it's great. It's like I just saw all this support where it was like, wow, that's because sometimes you think, oh, if Tweeterhead went out of business, no one would necessarily remember because there's all these other companies. But it was just this overflow of support the past couple weeks that wasn't solicited, which is just amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Got a couple of questions from the crowd here. I just want to give you a few of these. Any thoughts on a red tornado or firestorm in the future?
People get mad when I say yes and yes and yes, and it's going to be a while off. But yeah, absolutely. And you can't get away without firestorm. I mean, I love red tornado, and then you get to use the clear poly or resin, etc. So that's always a plus. But firestorm, you got to do.
That's awesome. Poor Boy Collector says. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, going back to elevating this year's product. So you've seen two of the things that we're working. The one thing we're working on for Comic-Con, which I think is going to blow people's mind too.
People are going to freak out about this, guys. I can't tell you about it, but people are going to freak out.
People are going to die. I mean, I'll just say that. But it's one of those things where it's just like this year's. Once we just start rolling some stuff out, people I think are going to be chomping at the bit. I hope. But
Absolutely.
Keep going.
Poor Boy Collector says, can I order at midnight? So I think he's probably talking about the pre-order tomorrow. Can they order at midnight, or is there a time?
Midnight tonight? I think It might be up at midnight tonight. I have a call with my factory after this and a call with my IT guy, but I would assume it should be up there. Yeah.
Jeremy Alejandro says, "Can't wait to order some statues tomorrow and love the honesty from you." Thank you, Chad.
Well, thanks. Hey, so now this is the one thing though is sometimes my mouth works before my brain does, and that happened last week because I thought, oh, this is a great idea. You know what? We can go and take, the stuff that is in production that we have extras of, or the stuff that is starting production. I can put that back up and we can just do the same kind of what we're doing now, right? And then it was like an hour after I said it, I was like, wait a minute, all those people that supported me day one, paid for shipping, have been super patient. It's kind of not being loyal to them to all of a sudden give people like tomorrow the opportunity to buy Green Lantern, on the payment plan with free shipping and a discount, right? Mm-hmm. And, so I spoke too soon. So Darkseid is going to be anything from Darkseid on, these rules will apply to, but trying to go retroactively, it's just not fair to the people that already bought. Yeah. And it's kind of that issue about somebody said, would I ever do reissues? And I think someone was like, no, that would totally suck for the collectors. And I won't, of course, that's not going to be happening. Like, I'm not going to reissue my Joker or those other characters that people, even though they're looking for them, but also it's just disrespectful to the old customer, my older customers, the guys that were there day one, to all of a sudden open things back up. And that being said, what we're going to do is we are going to tell people, these are some of the pieces that we have extra stock of coming in. And if you're interested in the exclusive, we're happy to sell it to you. And we can put you on the payment system, but you do have to pay shipping, right? So you're going to pay the exact same amount as another collector is. And then we're going to also reach out to the people that have ordered it and left the deposit and just ask them, hey, do you want to hop on the payment plan? Is that going to make it easier for you to soften the blow for the end, when stuff starts to come in?
That's cool.
So, yeah. So
I had a question. I know you kind of showed me some early renders of Poison Ivy, and it's teased in your group last week. Is what you showed me, I've kind of heard rumors that maybe it was retooled. Is it still what you showed me, or is it going to be something different?
It's not retooled, but it's refined. I'll put it that way.
All right. People are really going to like her too.
Yeah, it's been finessed a little bit to make it just a little bit. I don't know how to say it, but just a little bit.
That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Dark Ranger is asking about a Brainiac from Superpowers or Lex Luthor in Kryptonite suit.
Yeah, when we do Lex, we'll have to do him in the Kryptonite suit. And it's really hard to find guys to sculpt. So that's one. And Brainiac, we actually started Brainiac like 2 years ago. And his basic body is all T-posed out. But it's just coming up with the right pose for him and kind of the right base. Because he didn't really do anything when he was that robot, It wasn't like, I don't really know what you do with him, where you put him. Yeah. That's the hard part. And I certainly am not going to put him in a Captain Morgan pose. I'll never hear the end of that.
What? Everybody loves the
book about like Batman, like the Joker thinks he killed Batman, and then it just goes through the whole story, and at the end, Batman's alive. Do you remember this? And it was like really beautiful.
Was it 80s? Was it 80s or 90s?
It was in 90s for sure.
90s. Oh, I'm trying to remember what story.
I'm trying to think of I don't really, but it was a series of cards, and then they published it as a book, and it was this artwork, really beautiful painted artwork. And then in the back, they had character portraits of Poison Ivy, Riddler, Catwoman, like Batman, Robin. It's called like Legends of the Dark Knight or something like that. It's
I can tell you that people are going to be very excited about a Riddler. People have been, we talk about it all the time. And for whatever reason, and I don't know if it's licensing or whether it's, just companies don't feel like it might sell, people are demanding Penguin and Riddler and Ra's al Ghul and all these characters. I actually did a poll in my group last week of what characters do you want to see number one made, and by far Ra's al Ghul won, and I couldn't believe it. I would love a Ra's al Ghul.
He would look awesome. I mean, he would look fantastic with Talia too.
Oh, absolutely.
And I talked to somebody about Raj once, and it was like, I think we were like shirtless with like the big cloak on and everything. I don't know if that's how people would like to see him or not. But the Penguin, at some point we have to get around to Penguin. Oh, that's that's okay. That's good.
This is the animated series one. This is the from Diamond Select. So this is that kind of that classic look with the green, but then like you said, that the cape and the shirtless look is definitely like that Batman Hush look. I think would be really popular, but it's interesting to see what people are wanting, and I appreciate you doing them because everybody else has been asking, Prime One or Sideshow, it's like, please do them, and they haven't. So, and we don't know why. Like for us, it's
I
like
don't think it's a licensing issue. I think it's just like sometimes it's just a character issue, and do you want to take the risk? I'll just say it. I mean, the Penguin is a risk, but if you do them really cool, my thing is there are some characters that you can't not do, and Penguin falls into that category. Riddler, Scarecrow's on our list for this year. Who else? I can't really think off the top of my head, but what I was saying, this is just going back to the Riddler really quick, is the piece of art had the Riddler. It was very Clockwork Orange. He was like looking kind of hunched over, looking right at the camera, and he had his little bowler hat on and his tights on, but he had his cane around his back like he was going to swing, just
cool.
swing.
That'd be a cool pose.
Yeah, it's really creepy, and he's gritting, like he's got his teeth clenched, and it's super inspired by Clockwork Orange. But we just kept trying to put that pose, from 2D into 3D, and it looked like he was a dancer on a cruise ship. It was just like not like he was in like the Batman, stage play at your local auditorium. So we had to play around with the pose a little bit, but I will tell you that his base is really cool. The base is like a big question mark shaped trap, and it's starting to all come apart and lift up, and there's smoke coming out of it, and it's pretty rad. But I don't think who else is kind of out there floating around. Oh, Bizarro's floating around. He's actually almost done.
I like that one. That'd be great. Bizarro.
Yeah, Bizarro. Yeah, Bizarro is going to be fantastic. Wonder Twins, as always, are still out there floating around. I'm trying to think who else. I think that might be it. But I've got a little list of stuff that we just need to kind of jump on whenever I can get excited about it again. Bizarro's a weird one because it's like, it's kind of like Scarecrow. There are so many versions, you just don't really know which one to go with.
Yeah, it's true.
Like there's there's just so many different versions of him. Mr. Freeze, of course. When we do Flash this year, we're going to do Reverse Flash, and he is he's not the Flash pose is really, really freaking cool. And what we did with Reverse Flash is he's the exact same pose, but he's just a mirror of it. So it's a brand new sculpt, it's a brand new print, it's a brand new everything, but it's not just like a repaint of the Flash. And so when you put those guys near each other, it's going to be pretty cool.
So Jeff, I have to ask you, Jeff, how are you counting all the dollars in your head right now?
Yeah. And my wife is probably watching downstairs. She's probably counting the dollars too.
I mean, it's hard for me. Like this is like you guys know, this is what I grew up on. So it's kind of hard to think about, what else do I want to do? Because there's a bunch of other little things I want to do. And like this He-Man line, which we haven't even talked about, that's going to be a really involved line. There's four different what do you call it? 4 different lines we're going to do with He-Man. We're going to start off with the 5th scale, of course, with Hordak, Tila, Trapjaw, but we're going to salt and pepper that with a couple other lines out that are way more affordable, are going to have a lot of broad characters, and just take it from there. Just keep going forward with that. So, and then there's a couple DC things that, I don't think it's any big secret. Another Wonder Woman in the works, Linda Carter Wonder Woman, completely different than anything I've done. And the Elvira, I think I teased on Facebook a while ago, another Elvira again. It's quarter scale. She's going to be about 21 inches tall.
That's
those,
cool.
those have sold very well for you, right? Elvira.
Oh yeah, she was great. Yeah, I mean, she sold. I know they have. The first Elvira I did great, but everyone following it has sold more and more and more. Because I mean, right now, I mean, she's as more popular than ever. So people love it.
Will we see? Master Hoarder says, "Will we see Masters of the Universe this year, or will it be more 2021?"
Oh heck yeah! We're gonna see Hordak before the end of February.
Oh wow, that's quick.
And then the plan is to show Tila completely fully painted at Comic-Con. Knowing me, if I ever painted before that, people will see her before. But she's so spectacular that it's going to be worth it to have people running to the booth to see it.
Yeah, Ryan says a 1/5 Battle Cat would be awesome. That'd be something.
Yeah, it would be awesome, wouldn't it? Believe me, I've always wanted to do like a really big Castle Grayskull, not huge, God, but I mean like 25 inches tall kind of thing.
That would be awesome. That would sell very, very well.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That was I've said this before, but that was my favorite Christmas present of all time, was getting Castle Grayskull. So that was, I would maybe even consider picking that up. I don't know where I'd put it in my Batman collection, but it would be awesome.
Well, the thing with Castle Grayskull for me is that it wouldn't be the big square Castle Grayskull like the toy, right?
Yeah.
But it's kind of, and again, like I'm so fortunate to know the folks at Sideshow and to be able to continue this 5th scale line that they started. It's in the same art style as theirs. It's going to be just like if right after they got done with Evelyn, like we just picked up. Well, I did Orko for them. Right after Orko, we just picked up and rolled right into Hordak. But for me, it's like those characters. Like, what does that Castle Grayskull look like? What does that Snake Mountain look like?
Marvel DC United says, any plans on 1/4 scale statues from Tweeterhead?
No. We're not. Well, unless yikes, I can't say that. I'll just say no.
No for now. That's right. No for now. And somebody said, I can't remember who said it up here. I think it was Dark Ranger. Yeah, he said, I've never seen a Scarface either. As a Batman fan, I absolutely would love a Scarface if that's ever one you'd consider. That's one of my favorite characters, that image of the creepy bald guy with the doll in front.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome to see that. I would love that.
Yeah, that's great. That's a little bit of a stretch,
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest, that's a stretch.
Well, he's not.
It's like when there are so many other characters before that. I mean, I could see doing like the little puppet as like a Comic-Con exclusive or something. Maybe like a little finger puppet you wear on your finger or something. But I think that would be kind of a stretch. Although the character, it would be cool because it's so unique looking, right?
Yeah.
I want to do
again. No one ever does him.
No one's ever done it. The one I want to do really bad is Phantasm's going to be in the comics at some point. I don't know if it's already in the comics or coming, but
like Mask of the Phantasm.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you didn't know that was coming in the comics?
I didn't.
Am I the only one? It's like, let me look at this. Hang on one sec.
That's exciting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I don't know. Maybe this is something that like they were gonna do on hold or something. Hang on one sec. Or maybe you guys might know better than I do what this is.
I mean, I believe it.
Oh, that Perez Nightwing is definitely going to be this year. I think everyone knows that, though.
That'll be popular too.
There was a cover with Batman and Catwoman, and Phantasm's face was in the back.
Oh, that's cool. It's like a little teaser.
I got to find this really quick. Hang on one sec.
That's awesome.
Sorry, give me a second. I promise it'll be worth it. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So check this out. I don't know if you guys can see this or not.
Here, let me get it. Your screen big here. There we go. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That is great.
I don't know where. I mean, am I like the only person that saw this? It's like it was all over the place on Facebook, but I don't know if that's real or not real. But
it looks real to me. That art, the Batman Catwoman art's for sure real.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh, you know what? I'd love to make a Phantasm.
That's awesome. Here's my Diamond Select one. So this is the unmasked portrait. We were talking before the show that the masked portrait is very difficult to find. But
gotcha. Those are all pretty difficult, right?
Yes. Some of them. Some of them are very easy. The ones that are hardest are like Clayface is very, very difficult. Man-Bat, Penguin. The hardest one is Mr. Freeze. I just filmed a review this week on it. I haven't published it yet, but Mr. Freeze, like all of them were supposed to be 3,000. That was the ES on them, but for whatever reason they didn't even release 1,000 of them. They released way less than that. So I don't know why that is, but he's impossible to find. He usually goes for
I know why that is.
$300 to $500.
So this is how we're doing Darkside, right? As I said, made to order for the exclusives from now on, because oftentimes I can say an edition of 250, right? So I said Cheetah is an edition of 250 exclusives, right? But I only sold 35, so I'm not going to make 250. I'm probably going to make 65 of them, maybe, or 70 considering the movie. But that's kind of what happens sometimes is, the orders, maybe they didn't get enough orders for it because as the longer a line goes on, for some reason, the less interest is in it, I think.
Yeah.
I think the reason that is because a lot of people get into it halfway through or towards the end, and then they're like, oh crap, I want to go back and find Mr. Mixoplex, which is, I will just tell you, is impossible to find. It's nowhere on eBay. It's nowhere anywhere. There are a couple other ones. There's a couple things I did way back when that, are just impossible to find. A lot of my Monsters stuff. So, but again, it really is the demand, because I think it's a big risk to make. It's a big risk to make 2,000 of something if you've only sold 700 of them.
Yeah, which is funny because that I could see. I think Mr. Freeze in that line was one of the later ones to be made, and now so many people are desperately trying to find them. It's just interesting how that works. And now, and I've seen a lot of people, and I don't know if I'm partially to blame. The people are starting to want to try to collect them, but they are really fun.
Yeah, it's funny. It's I wanted to do. I think I told you about that. I wanted to do a line of the Batman animated stuff. For the God, what do you call it? The artwork from the show, where they're just kind of standing up with their hands at their sides.
Yeah.
Do a line of those. And we haven't even attempted it yet, but I think sometimes it's hard to jump on those bandwagons because that's something where I'd love to do all of them. But you just never know how it's going to go. The one thing that I would like to do, I just don't know how it would go over, is I don't know if you guys are watching that Harley Quinn animated show.
I haven't yet. I don't have that. I don't have that.
I think it's awesome, and it's funny. I saw it at Comic-Con, and I was just kind of I just saw a little blurb of it, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But it's super cute. I mean, it's got a lot of layers to it. But I thought the other night I was watching, I'm like, oh, I'd love to make that big giant plant friend of Poison Ivy's. But never.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about that show. That's pretty great. Dan, you've seen it? Nope. I think your mic's still on.
What's it on? What's it on?
It's on that the DC. What's it called? DC
service or?
Okay.
Yeah, the streaming service. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute, and it's a cute story, and it's fun, and I think I love the design. I think the style of the artwork is great.
It's really cool.
I got a couple of questions for Chad.
Yeah, go for it.
Chad, what's the status of Steppenwolf?
He's one I totally forgot about. So the status of Steppenwolf, he is partially painted at my painters, kind of just waiting in the wings.
He seems like a bit of a risk to me.
He was, and that was one of those things where I was like, sometimes I just get in these moods where I'm like, oh, I want to do that character, and let's start off without doing Darkseid first. Let's do Calabac or Steppenwolf or Desaad, right? And we did Steppenwolf, and I got cold feet because I was just like, oh, geez, he's really cool. He's really great. The sculpt is phenomenal. It's so beautiful, so many intricate details. But it's one of the ones where I need to have a couple rock stars before I finish painting Steppenwolf and put them on sale.
Right.
I've got to get a couple kind of heavy hitters to support the line before I can even like, talk about Zatanna compared to Steppenwolf, like, she's way more popular,
Of course.
So I just need a couple of that before I throw in like a Steppenwolf's kind of like he's in that kind of Mixoplick territory,
Yep.
where you just never know.
Wasn't he like a mail-in guy in the old line? Like
he was a mail-in. Yeah, he was a mail-in, and then they released him the year after.
Yeah, because I got him as the mail-in, and he was always one of my favorite characters, and I didn't know anything about him, but he was just so cool, with the
axe and the spikes and everything. Yeah.
I think there's definitely a market there for him. I think he will be. I could see him being popular. That'd be pretty awesome.
I think it's like, again, building this world of new gods where you have him and Calabac and a couple parademons with swap out. Like, I'd love to do it with like swap out arms, swap out legs, so you could pose them differently. Or you order, or I just do like a mail order thing at Tweeterhead where we have like ordered chest A with arm D, arm C, and you can kind of make your own configurations. But like I said, that support just has to be there. It can't. I wasn't teasing. I would love to do like those female Furies, but some of them are like super hot, some of them are super not, and Granny Goodness is certainly cool. But I just imagine, like, even like you said, the ventriloquist. Like, if you imagine the stuff in like represented in 3D, it would just be beautiful no matter what, right?
Yep, 100%. So to kind of recap, and again, you were free to stay with us the rest of the show if you would like. We're going to look at some pictures here in a bit of just things that are out right now, or you're able to leave too if you want. I just can't thank you enough for being here.
Yeah, no worries.
But again, to kind of recap everything, I would recommend you guys, if you are going to order Tweeterhead, especially order the exclusive from tweeterhead.com. Really great changes, in my opinion. I think it's going to definitely serve the collecting community by having the option for the free shipping and the all the extra exclusives, and then also that payment plan. I think that payment plan is going to be huge. We talked about it on the phone last week that I'm somebody that always pays at the end. But I'm lucky that I have my spreadsheets that I'm able to save in a certain way, but I talk to people every single day on Facebook Messenger asking me about payment plans and how they work and stuff. So I think it's really going to be popular for Tweeterhead, and I'm just so excited for what you guys are going to be bringing out in the future, and I think that this is going to be very very beneficial for you guys. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's it's kind of funny, like this this occurred basically because of last week. If it wasn't for last week and such a complete like running into a wall on Thursday with Darkseid and the shipping and everything, like, we wouldn't be talking about this right now, because it wouldn't have occurred to me hey, why does this distributor give me an order for 400 pieces, yet I've only sold 35 of the same character, right?
Yep.
And so then that started percolating. And again, if it wasn't for going and asking you guys and, going on Statue Forum, et cetera, I wouldn't have had the insight that I needed,
Yep, absolutely. Do you guys have any other questions for Chad?
Yeah, I have two things. One, Power Girl.
Yep.
And number two, Solomon Grundy.
Power Girl, that's a no-brainer. It won't be this year, but I mean, I love her. I love her. Solomon Grundy, now that's a stretch too. That's a little bit of a hard one, but we already have like a design for him. So he's one of the ones that I think would look so cool. And again, you have a big size. He wouldn't be like as expensive as Darkseid, but he would be kind of a hunking guy because he's so big. But for me, it's like, I want to have, like, I can't wait for the day to come where we have like the whole Legion of Doom, right? And so, you got to have Riddler, you got to have Solomon Grundy, Black Manta, all those characters. You've got to have all those characters. But you have to have Giganta too. And that's why I was serious. Like, with Giganta, like, is there a way to figure out like a build a statue kind of thing, right? And I absolutely think there is, where she would be kind of like a quarter scale sized woman. So she wouldn't be towering above them, but she would be pretty darn big,
Right.
Sean Pace says, Power Girl is my number one. I'll buy Chad dinner on top of ordering day one direct. So,
I don't know. I'm an expensive dinner date.
that's exactly right. That's pretty great.
So no, Power Girls, she's a no-brainer. Like, absolutely. I mean, she's a no-brainer. I said it the other day. Phantom Lady, I'd love to do. I think she's gorgeous. Oh God, who are the other two? Some of these characters I'm not super familiar with. There's just a bunch of them. There's a bunch of like the Outsiders that I'd love to get to. There's just so many, you know.
How about a Lois Lane?
Visiting some, you know, I want to go back and do a variant of my Batgirl because you know, I'm always personally like tweaking stuff my own, and I want to go back and do a variant of Batgirl, but it's like I don't know what color to put her in. You know, is it black and gold, black and yellow, black and whatever? But we'll see. We'll get that down the road. You know, there's too many originals.
You should do a fan poll in your group.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, good idea.
That's not a bad idea. I'll also, since he threw out Solomon Grundy, I'll throw out a Clayface. So I would love a Clayface.
Clayface is just going to be a bag of clay you could do with him whatever.
Hey, I would love. He's a character that I'm amazed by how many people want him. Like they say to me all the time, like, when are we going to get a Clayface? And I really like the animated series version of Clayface, like that look.
Yep. But that's really similar to what he looks like in that Harley Quinn cartoon.
Yeah.
So
that's really cool. So,
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff with Clayface you could do too. I mean, you could do like, there are a couple things you could do, like 2 characters and have him be one, and have him be like part of the base too. You know, there's just so much stuff you could do. Yeah,
absolutely. Well, do you want to stick around for pictures, or do you need to go?
You know what? I would love to, but I have this call with my factory because we didn't even get to touch on that. But you know, they've extended Chinese New Year, and we don't really know when the factories are going back to work. So I've got a call. I was supposed to be on this call at like I think like 7, but they're around, so I'll call them in a minute.
Okay. Well, I can't
thank you guys so much. Sorry about all the technical difficulties.
And no problem. Good luck with the sales tomorrow. I can't wait to see you know, how that goes. And again, please order from tweeterhead.com, guys, from here on out for your exclusive. So do that, and I know Chad will be real happy with that. And again, be able to provide those more obscure characters that we're hoping for, that we're talking about here. So again, thank you very much, Chad. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, Chad.
Thank you.
Take care.
see you later, Chad.
Okay, that was awesome. That was really cool. That was really cool. So I know Jeff especially probably is very excited about some of that news coming.
Yeah.
Did you have how many Tweeterhead pieces do you have now?
I have 9 at the moment and about 5 on pre-order. I think.
Nice. That is awesome. Speaking of Tweeterhead items, here soon, I am going to be putting out the Batman Superpowers review. Dan is going to be putting out a Catwoman review, and I guess I'm going to take the cat out of the bag here. We're going to be giving away both of those on the channel. So I'm really, really excited about that. So stay tuned. I'll have details as we get closer. But again, stay tuned for that. So, so do you guys want to finish the conversation we were having real quick about the display options earlier? We heard from Mac. Jeff, what do you think about that? If you're just joining us or didn't, we talked a little bit about if you have all these items that you want, is it okay to like put some of them in storage and then kind of rotate in and out? That's kind of the gist of the topic. So we heard from you, I believe, right?
Yeah, you heard. Yeah, I was just saying that it would be hard because a lot of times my statue boxes are in a storage unit, like not near here. So they're close, but not near. It'd be a pain. It'd be a pain to try to rebox. As you know, these 1/3 statues, try to box them back up and put them back up and try not to break something. So
it's such a workout.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's like I'm like profusely sweating each time I do one of these things. It's so big and so heavy. How about you, Jeff?
Well, my rule is if I'm not displaying it, it's for sale.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
Yeah. So I have a website, detective27.com, and I sell comics there, and I sell statues that I'm no longer displaying. And that doesn't mean that I won't remove one from the website and put it back up. But if it's not being displayed, it's on the website. Like right now, I canceled the Justice League Superman from Prime 1. So I'm sort of thinking, because I have the Resin Works Man of Steel,
Oh
in
yeah.
my storage locker. I'm thinking about bringing that one back in because I don't have a Henry Cavill Superman displayed right now. But I don't have the space, especially with pre-orders coming in. I don't want to just have all the stuff in the storage locker.
So how full would you say your room is right now? Like, do you have space for stuff coming in?
No.
No.
Basically, this is an 11-foot by 11-foot room. It's our TV room. So one whole wall is taken up by the TV and stuff.
Yep.
So there's not a lot of room. I probably have 30 statues displayed right now.
So when you get a new piece in, or let's say you're going to pre-order a piece, do you think, okay, I really want this, which one of these has to go?
No, well, not when I pre-order, because I just, in 2020, that's a 2021 problem.
Okay, all right.
I don't think about But once it's once it's like shipping, I have to decide, can I nudge these, like the guys behind me here, can I nudge Wonder Woman and Superman together a little closer and fit something else there? Or do I need to box something up and put it on the website?
Yeah.
So to me, it's a fluid collection where I can't keep everything. If I want new stuff, I got to get rid of something.
Yep.
See, I'm kind of like that. Although, I love Dan, how he said earlier, he has kind of an overflow room, which is amazing. And I don't think very many of us have that, so
Yeah.
I love the idea of that. Some people recommended whenever I was going through my constant which room to choose, Batcave, everybody was like, well, put all your movie stuff in the other room. And I'm like, I wish I could, but that's what my wife's stuff is. So it's hard because I could see both sides of it. If you want to have all your stuff, I'm somebody, and I think you guys agree, I don't like that real super cluttered look. I like that clean museum-esque look, and I feel like that really shows off the art. I feel like there are some collectors out there that there's just so much eye candy, you lose it. You lose the art aspect of it. And but some people that doesn't bother. That's just my personal taste. And so I get to a point where there's, I'm like, oh, am I overcrowding the room too much? And I kind of tend to be more like you, where Jeff, where I kind of get to the point where I'm like, okay, if I'm going to get this one in, what's got to go?
Right. Exactly.
But at the same time, too, like Dan says, you put it in storage and then kind of rotate it in and out. However, like Max said, that's a lot of work if you're talking about those 1/3 scales. Now, if you're talking about a Tweeterhead statue, or even a 1/4 scale, those aren't near as bad. But if I'm collecting primarily 1/3, that is a ton of work to go about that and change it out.
And also that storage is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you keep your boxes? Where do you keep those?
I've got a storage unit.
Okay, separate.
It's not only for those, but I mean it's a fairly good size unit. But I started moving my boxes into it, which I hadn't done before.
Yeah.
And I'm fortunate. I've got a detached. I've got a barn basically in my yard, and that's really dry and everything. So I can keep it in there, but it got to be even too much for that. So
speaking of the barn, we are going to get an inside peek here real soon of that barn. So I'm really excited about that too. So
we are going to
stay tuned to the channel. We're going to have a little behind the scenes at Cave or at Wayne Manor North. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. That was a spontaneous little video I shot. So it'll be interesting to see if people like it.
Yeah, stay tuned to the video or the channel for that. So that'd be really cool. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to add? I guess my final thought on the matter is that I'm kind of inspired to kind of do what Dan is doing with the rotating in and out, because I do feel like that does freshen up your collection, from time to time. If you come into the room every day and it's just, sometimes I come in here and it's just a blur. Like I don't even really look at stuff because I'm busy doing the channel or doing a video or filming this and, having the lighting or whatever, that I don't really look at the pieces. And so I find if you get to that point where you don't even really look at the pieces anymore, maybe it is time to switch it out a little bit and change it up or rearrange. And I know that does take a lot of work. I'm contemplating making a whole new background here instead of having this. but just trying to get the motivation to do it because it's a big project and it's, I don't know if I'll like the way it looks when it's done. So I can see where leaving everything as is great too. But I do feel like there's some value in it. Anything else you guys want to add to that?
Yeah, I would say too, I think by moving the pieces around and just kind of making them kind of pair up and making like your own kind of like display, like diorama type stuff would it would freshen up the way the way it looks as well too. So I've done that a little bit, and I definitely think that's a new way to kind of get a little bit more of a like a take on the collection too. So
yep. I agree, Mac.
Yep,
that helps.
Absolutely.
The other concern for me, if I were to do that, is I'd probably break something. So,
Guaranteed that'll happen at least once. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's happened to me.
Yeah, the more you move those big, giant, heavy statues, the more risk you have something bad is going to happen.
For sure.
I can't believe stuff didn't break when I moved. Like I'm just dumbfounded because I've got 13 or 14 giant Prime 1 statues that are massively heavy and nothing.
I can say that the worst one that I've had to move this past year, I just had to move because I was doing a project in the corner of the room, was Mr. Freeze.
Oh yeah,
he's so freaking big.
Yeah,
heavy, big, awkward.
The gun on it is so hard to get in, and
Yep.
Yeah, I hear you. I dread moving him.
Yeah.
You can call that a pain in the ass.
That's
yeah. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Yep.
Do you guys want to look at pictures real quick before we wrap?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. All right. This share screen.
Chris, what'd you decide about the Joker bust? Are you gonna buy it or not?
Oh,
it is on my potential list.
Okay.
I haven't pre-ordered him yet. I got feedback from the group, and a lot of people really didn't think that it would fit very well with my classic Batman over here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I'll probably do, more than likely, I'll wait till I see some in-hand photos of him.
Okay.
Can you guys see this photo?
Yep.
Okay, so I wanted to bring this photo up here real quick just to kind of start because I thought it was an interesting conversation that was being had in the group. So this is part of the Hawkman, amazing, beautiful Statue of the Year candidate. I know Mac's getting it, and it's just one of the best statues I've ever seen. But some people have had some breakage on the wings. And so these photos were submitted this week. And you can see that the damage is quite extensive. The reason I bring this up is that some of the responses from Iron Studios was a little interesting. So what this is another one here. This is a separate one where the leg had broken off that somebody posted this week in the Batman Statue Collector group. But let's see if I have. I thought I had the picture. I guess I don't. Let me double check. Here it is right here. So basically what they told the customer was that once they have the photos, they can file a claim with FedEx. So I thought that was interesting. And they also said there's a solution for this issue and all other collectors do this to fix their collectibles. You can use super glue to fix that part. The item is made of polystone and super glue works very well. Please tell me if that works for you. So, looking at a break like this, yes, there are some pieces that you can kind of super glue together. This is not one of them.
That response was bizarre to me, and it almost made me wonder if there was a language barrier issue, because it sounds like they wanted that collector to take pictures of the box, all the packing material, and all the problems with it, but they didn't say anything about a replacement. They wanted to be able to file a claim with FedEx, but they wanted the customer to glue it back together.
Yeah, they wanted to keep the statue and then file a claim to get the price back. I mean, but I've never heard of a company doing that. I thought that was odd.
Yeah, I said on Statue Forum, that's not customer service; it's customer avoidance.
Yeah. So that is concerning. I'm assuming that this person, did order directly from. They did. They ordered from Iron Studios directly.
Right.
So you might be a little cautious. I don't know. I'm not going to say don't order from them, but I'm going to say that hearing this kind of response is concerning.
Yeah.
To say the very least, because you're not going to fix that with super glue. I'm sorry.
No way.
Yeah. That's a huge problem.
Yeah. So just be aware, guys. I just wanted to kind of share that with you because that was concerning to me. So let's go into the photos then. I want to give a shout out to Eric B in the group. He picked up this beautiful. I absolutely love this. This is Alex Ross. This is a canvas. I think Dan has kind of started to inspire a lot of us with his recent purchase as well. And this, of course, was purchased through Choice Fine Art Group with Charles Carroza, who was on the show a couple shows ago. But I just had to show that off because I thought I love that.
That's really a cool piece of art.
Nice size too. I love the size. Is that about as big as yours is, Dan?
It is. Yep.
Yeah. I love the size. It's just really beautiful.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've got to get a canvas. I've just got to do it. So these are just some photos that I wanted to share with you. Also, this is from Stuart Murray. He's got a YouTube channel, Instagram. I just want the Superman from XM's out. I just wanted to share some in-hand photos of him. What do you guys think of that one?
I've never been terribly excited about that one, to be honest.
I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, I just feel like it's been done.
Yeah, I think it's all right.
It turned out the paint looks nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think people, if you bought it, I think you should be real proud of it. It's very good, very well painted. This one also, we got the real photos, the professional photos from Sideshow this week. This is the Harley Quinn Hell on Wheels premium format. It's up for pre-order right now. Did anybody end up ordering this?
I didn't.
I haven't yet, but I probably will. I like it a lot.
I do too. It's probably one that I'll probably wait till it comes out in hand to pre-order it, but I do like it. I think it's really, really pretty. I really liked the paint, the behind-the-scenes paint series Sideshow did this week.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I really, if Sideshow, if you were watching this at all, I really appreciate those videos. And I think a lot of other collectors do too, to be able to see all of it that goes in. I mean, there's so much more than we think, we complain or, bitch about a way a statue's painted. To see what all goes into it in reality is pretty amazing.
Yeah, true. You have that Comics Harley from Prime One?
Yes.
On order? Yeah, same here.
And that's the thing. I mean, if you compare her to the Prime One, I mean, I think the Prime One wins a million times over.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's another, I think the base is, God, I think it might be bigger than Deathstroke.
Yeah, I know. It's so.
And that scares me too. It's so, it's one of those things where, yes, these are both beautiful, and yes, maybe the Prime One does win out, but at the end of the day, this is going to take up a lot less room.
Absolutely.
It's a really good quarter scale alternative at a more affordable price.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great sculpt. Some people don't like that it's the over-the-shoulder look. It kind of limits the posability, but I feel like with this particular one, it has a little bit more posability than like my old Catwoman premium format did. From the various angles. The only thing that I don't know if here's the exclusive. I personally don't think that the exclusive necessarily matches the rest of the statues or statue. What do you guys think about that? Do you think it works?
I think it's a nod to the original costume, but I think, the collector's edition portrait is what most people are going to display probably.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
But it's nice.
Yep.
This is another pre-order this week. This is a 1/3 scale piece. This is the Drowned from Dark Knight's Metal. So this is basically going to complement the Batman Who Laughs, which a number of us are very, very excited about getting in their collection. I'm talking to collectors today. I think this is a very, very good statue. However, I don't know if people are really going to know who she is very well, other than the super core comic book people. The fact that they're doing her versus doing a comic book Riddler or comic book Penguin, or, just like we were talking with Chad, I feel like Prime One's definitely taking a risk with this particular one. I don't feel like they will sell very many.
I agree.
I agree too.
Beautiful statue.
I think it's a good idea because they went 1/4 with this one, right? It's not 1/3.
This is 1/3.
It's 1/3.
Yeah, it's 1/3. This is going to complement the Batman Who Laughs, and that makes me think that maybe they're going to do all 7 of the evil Batmans, or at least that might be their goal here.
So,
and I can see them doing that, but at the same time, I just don't know if very many people know this character.
I think
Yeah.
she's a real interesting choice. You know, if they're going to do all 7, this is an interesting second choice.
right, absolutely.
There are others like, Red Death, the Flash version is really compelling and really cool.
I like the Batman with all the guns.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. Yeah. That
Yeah, I
That
love.
Now that
Yeah.
one, if Prime 1 does a 1/3 scale of that one, I probably will get it.
I would probably get that as well.
Yeah, definitely. That one is a must. So Marvel DC United asked, who is she? She's basically Wonder Woman, but like an evil form of like Aquaman, basically. Kind of different, so that's what she is.
She's an evil Batman that's Aquaman.
Right.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's kind of confusing, but yeah.
But isn't her name Bryce Wayne?
I don't know exactly what her name is, but I just like that. I like how they just kind of like took those characters and kind of twisted them all the way around.
Oh, they call her the Drowned.
Yeah, they call her the Drowned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's an interesting pose because it's based on a cover where she's underwater,
yeah.
but obviously the statue's not underwater, so the pose is kind of awkward.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a good point. Do you think this is going to be one in the future that people will wish that they had gotten? Do you think, or do you think Dark Knight's Metal is that popular to begin with? I really don't know.
I think it's popular. I think it's something that'll probably catch on. I mean, like for me, I would love to complete the entire line, but it's just going to be insane. So
yeah,
there are definitely a few key pieces that I would like to have, but I would say maybe two or three of them, and that would be about it for me.
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful piece that you'll see for 20% off at their winter sale in a couple of years.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, this one might be, guys, you just want to be patient on.
Yeah.
If you're interested at all. Moving on, this is the Dark Side that we were talking about, again from Tweeterhead. It does go up for pre-order tomorrow through them. It's already available at Sideshow without the exclusive, but I would definitely go the exclusive if you can because it's the same price. So again, support Tweeterhead if you're interested in this line. Is this one that you are getting, Jeff?
I haven't ordered it yet. I'm trying to decide how I would display it because I think he's 21 inches tall. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right there. I just have that graphic. Just to give you an idea here, Harley's 20, he's 21, and the Superman in that line is 17. So you can see he is a big piece.
Yeah.
He retails for $400 USD.
He's too tall for my current Tweeterhead space, so I'd have to rearrange things. So I'm still thinking about whether I need him or not.
Okay. Well, we did just talk about rearranging, so
that's true. That's true.
This is, oh my God, this thing came out of nowhere and it caused quite a sensation. This is the child life-size figure. It's actually a statue from Sideshow. Actually, I thought when I first saw it, I thought it was more like a Hot Toys where you could pose it. It is not posable. It is polystone and fabric and also plastic. I am assuming I was watching one of the Sideshow live deals, and it talked about the hair up top here, and they did say it's hand punched, which means that this is not polystone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I think the body's polystone, and I think that this will be some sort of plastic material. And it does have a base here. You can kind of see the size of it, 16.5 inches tall. And the Batman statue collector ordered one.
Of course.
Here's the actual conversation. I showed my wife, and it literally just premiered, which was weird because Sideshow did a pre-order at like 8:00 at night. Something very strange. They've never done that. And so anyway, they came out with this, and I showed my wife. And we both really like The Mandalorian, and we're Disney fans and Star Wars fans. And she looks at me, and I'm like, I don't know. I kind of want to order it. And she said, if you don't, I will.
Nice.
Yeah.
And she's never ordered a statue in her life,
Yep.
So the fact that she said that, I thought that was pretty awesome. And Sideshow has also said that they announced that there's pre-orders or coming soon. Hot Toys is doing a version of this, also life-size. 1/3 scale. I'm sorry, 1/4
and 1/6.
Correct. Thank you very much. So being on
Which will be very small.
Yeah,
very, very small.
Yeah.
This is a great price point of $350. So it's a great piece. If you're a fan of the show, I can definitely see you picking this up again. Life size. It's pretty awesome.
I kind of had the.
Go ahead, Mac.
I kind of had the same thing happen like you did, Chris. Lady Mac was like, saw it and like she looked at me and was like, she'd never ever wanted a statue before, and she saw this and was like, if you don't buy that, I'm going to be very.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
It was the same exact thing. She loves the show too. So,
well, I put up I put up my link for this for people to order it, support the channel, and I've never sold more items than this thing. It's insane how many. I can't even imagine how many Sideshow has sold.
Yeah,
because it's a very cool piece. So anyway, if you haven't seen it, there it is. I threw this one in there too. Sideshow had a new Alex Ross print that you can order right now. So
I ordered it.
Yeah, did you? Congratulations, that's awesome.
I got the unframed. Yeah,
it's a great print. Again, you can't go wrong with Alex Ross.
Well, I have the comic it's based on, so I felt like I almost had to.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. It's a good price too.
Yeah.
I threw this one in there because I hadn't seen much about this. This is the Kotobukiya statue. I think it's okay.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not bad.
It's nice.
Not bad. Not a bad size.
Yeah. That size at all.
Yeah. That's it. That's what I got. There's not been a ton new out lately, but I did want to share those with you guys.
Chris, I just saw somebody posted. Actually, it might have been. I wonder if it was Todd. Somebody posted today that the Harley Quinn from the Batman Samurai line is going up for PO next week.
Absolutely, it is, and I know somebody that's going to be pre-ordering.
Oh, we will be pre-ordering that.
I had about a 10-minute conversation with myself today. Trying to figure out because somebody was selling the XM Bane.
Yeah.
And at first, when I first saw that piece, I'm like, yeah, but it's really grown on me. I really like it.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking, okay, let's say I get the XM Bane. Do I have to get all of them? And I'm like, no, but would I probably want to? Yes. Do I put them up here on the white shelf? I don't know what to do. I really want them, but I know that
you don't have to get all of them.
I know I'm jumping down a rabbit hole if I do.
Well, I've got Batman and Deathstroke, and I'm content.
Those two.
Yeah. But I'm thinking about Harley.
See?
She's incredible. I saw her in New York, and she's incredible. Really, really stunning piece. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dan, so you have which ones now?
I have Batman, Deathstroke, and Batgirl.
Okay.
And I have contemplated the Bane. I have Sideshow's Bane, which I love. I think it's an awesome Bane. I mean, I kind of passed up on the I have. He's just awesome. I love the base. I love him. I mean, just awesome piece. And as you know, when we had the conversations about the Prime One piece, I passed on the Prime One piece because I like that one too much.
Right.
And I think I don't need. I'm very, very fortunate. I am not a line completionist. It does not weigh on me. But that said, to Jeff's point about he's got Batman, I do kind of like having two from a line. I just think they kind of complement each other somehow.
Yeah.
I think
100%. I'm with you.
Bug me.
Yeah,
so, but the Bane piece, Chris, is awesome.
What about Robin?
Jeff?
Oh, no, I was just agreeing that two makes it work. If you get at least two in a line, then that's enough.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm there with.
The Robin piece is phenomenal. If I was going to have a Robin in my collection, that's probably the one I would choose. He's really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah.
I love that Robin.
I just randomly have Batman and Deathstroke on a shelf with the XM Moon Knight, and somehow it works.
No, they look good together. I've noticed that in your videos, Jeff, and they look really good together. Stylistically, they complement each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember what video I was watching of yours the other day, and I'm like, wow, they really do look.
Yeah.
They match. It's really neat. It's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I love that Deathstroke. It's one of my favorites, but I feel like now that I just bought the Exit or the Prime 1, and I already have 2 Prime 1s.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, well, maybe if I go, I don't know. I think the one I like least is the Samurai Batman. I know that's like, everybody loves that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I can't have the villains without him. So that means I'd have to get him anyway, even though he's not my favorite.
Yeah.
But I think he would pair well with Bane and then Harley. And then the Joker, I don't know what's up with the Joker.
I don't think XM does either.
It's
I don't think you do either.
I don't remember who. It might have been George Raw again that posted something about because they had like an original render, and then they came out with a second render, and I actually liked those. I thought they were really interesting.
Yeah,
like the dead guy on the base with the like it looked cool.
Right.
But then to me that seems like that'd be out of the gate number one no brainer character, and the fact that they haven't even touched it yet necessarily, unless they're hiding him for maybe one of their big events this year. But I can't imagine them not revealing that soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they had problems with Harley until they finally figured her out. So maybe they'll make her work with Joker eventually.
Yeah. And everybody loves Harley. I mean, some people don't love that it's another vehicle, but I do feel like if you have Catwoman, it does pair up nicely, kind of, gives that end cap kind of look, kind of like Prime 1 did with the Arkham line with Nightwing and Batgirl.
Yeah.
It's not everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
I had both of them, and I don't have them anymore, and there's a reason for that. But it's like I get it; they want to complement the line and do something different. So, as Badman says right here, first world problems, and he's exactly right. So, it's pretty crazy. So, anyway, to recap tonight, we talked to Chad Colbank, really great stuff from Tweeterhead. We talked a little bit, just briefly, about the issues with China, and I can't imagine what the chaos that they're going through. So my thoughts and prayers are with them and the rest of the world as we try to contain this mess with the coronavirus. But again, be patient. Be considerate of what other people are going through. I don't want to see people complain on the Facebook groups about why am I not getting my statue. There's a reason. So be considerate of that. And also great discussion about display options. I'm glad we finally got to talk about it, even though we kind of got interrupted there a little bit. But
for sure,
it is an interesting topic, and I think we could definitely talk about it more in the future for sure. But anyway, thank you guys very much for being here. Did you want to add anything before we sign off tonight?
Only that I've finally started a Facebook group for Secret Sanctuary. So if you guys could join up, that'd be great. I want to do both statues and comics, movie reviews, anything pop culture, just no politics.
No politics. Amen to that. If I see that in my group, instantly deleted. So absolutely. So anyway, I want to thank everybody in the chat. You guys have been over 100 strong almost the entire night, which is amazing. So thank you guys very much for that. I really appreciate being able to interact with everybody. It's one of my favorite parts of the show is being able to talk and answer your questions. So thank you guys very much. If you have not done so, let me make sure I click the right banner here. If you haven't done so, please visit Secret Sanctuary on YouTube. And again, he just mentioned that he started a Facebook group. So do that. Make sure you join. Tell him the BSC sent you. That would be awesome. And then also, please make sure you visit Mac Collections on YouTube and Instagram and support him and his amazing channel. He did just have a video this week of a really cool, you want to show him? You have it handy still? Really cool Michael Keaton Batman right there. So it's really cool. So if you haven't checked out if you haven't checked out that video, please give him some love and do all of that. Also, please hit that like button if you haven't done so for this video. Stay tuned. We got really great videos coming up from Dan as well. I'm really excited, including a black and white series, which I'm very, very excited to finally premiere for you guys. It's ready to go in the can. So Dan, thank you for filming that for us. And we also have some surprises from Dan as well. So really great. Also, I want to give a shout out to our notification squad. I've been trying to promote that. Basically, if you want to be notified whenever I put out new content, you can email me at thebatmanstatuecollector@gmail.com. I will blind carbon copy you guys anytime I put out a new video. Or I'm also going to be having exclusive giveaways just for that notification squad. I think we're at 150 plus people that have signed up for that. So thank you guys for that. And thank you again, everybody, for watching tonight. It means the world to me. We'll be back in a couple weeks for Rogues Gallery Live, episode number 29. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time in the Batcave. Good night, everybody.
See you guys later.
Good
Bye,
night.
guys.